Yes, there's a lot going on. There's a lots of different opportunities. So events or kind of planned moments within a campaign. In terms of creative, we always kind of start with the piece before that, which is what is your go-to-market strategy? So we're a huge advocate of, I think, this idea of making your own luck. I think you can inform it with data and insights and the experience of being in the industry and knowing what has worked and what hasn't. So for me, before you start, let's create trailers, let's, do digital toolkits. What's the strategy of how you're going to do it? But I think part of it is also creating content, which is quite modular. And I think it needs to be content aware and adaptable. I think we probably all experienced times in campaigns when out of nowhere you've done your planning and something comes to fruition and you want to capitalize on it. So I think content which can be adapted is sensible in this climate. And that's something we definitely try and do when we're working with campaigns. I think that also helps in terms of any budgetary restrictions, because it is difficult sometimes just magically find some more budget where you can create more content and you want to repurpose what you've actually got. So we try and make that part of our thinking when we're developing that creative.
Is there anything that you tell people to steer clear from and not do?
I would say not direct. I think it's very easy to say avoid because it's not working. I think we're definitely seeing things that are less effective in the market. And I think that's partly to do with how audiences are consuming and how tastes are changing. So one size fits all kind of trailer approach, but then your cut downs and what you look like on social, I think is less effective. However, I would caveat that with, I think it's really important that games have a really strong brand recall. So your landing page should look like your paid media campaign. Otherwise it can be confusing and you can think you're buying something that you're not. And I think something that I would encourage that we see, and this comes with some level of flexibility with clients, is sometimes brands only really go to their audience when there's news, as opposed to there's big gaps in the campaign where actually cultural, social activity is happening. And if you have the flexibility or the community set up to be part of that conversation, it's an amazing way to build further culture within your communities. And I think that's something that some brands don't do. And I understand the restrictions on that, but I would say that's a big part of being more successful in the current climate.